misdemeanor. So I at least need to identify you. What we do from there, whatever.
Under the law of the United States.
Okay, so your investigation is investigating that I'm in possession of alcohol, right? Because New Mexico statute says that concealing of identity is a secondary charge. I would have to have been arrested or suspected of a crime.
On September 14, 2023, at New Mexico State University, Las Cruces, a potentially routine day took a significant turn. Officer Pearl, responding to an anonymous tip, approached 19-year-old student Joel Martinez's dorm. The allegation: Martinez carried beer into his dorm, a claim putting his rights at stake. Amidst this tense backdrop, Martinez, equipped with his phone camera, confronts Officer Pearl, sparking a critical debate on reasonable suspicion and Fourth Amendment rights. On September 14, 2023, Officer Pearl of the New Mexico State University Police approached Joel Martinez's dorm room at Las Cruces. Responding to an anonymous tip alleging underage alcohol possession, Pearl encountered Martinez.
You could be considered concealing identity.
Because New Mexico statute says that concealing of identity is a secondary charge. I would have to have been arrested or suspected of a crime.
No,
right now, you hear just
you
hearsay.
don't have to be arrested or suspected. You're being suspected of having possession.
On what grounds?
Okay, so do you have any alcohol in your possession?
I don't answer questions. On what grounds?
Okay, so you don't have any alcohol in your possession.
On what grounds? I don't answer questions. On what ground? Yeah, that's our room, bro.
What?
Nah, they're trying to go in, bro. They're trying to ID me and shit, but nah.
Okay, so who are you talking to?
I'm recording you.
You're recording. Okay, very good.
Who was quick to record the interaction. The officer, standing at the threshold, asked Martinez to step outside for a chat. Martinez, wary and assertive, queried Pearl's intent, challenging the basis of his suspicion. Martinez remained inside his room, cautiously engaging with the officer from behind the partially open door. Officer Pearl, maintaining a professional demeanor, explained his presence was due to a report of Martinez carrying beer into the dorm. Martinez, asserting his rights, refused to answer questions or show his ID, questioning the legality of Pearl's demands.
Glocks and scared of a 19-year-old with the phone, bro.
Well, I'm not scared of a 19-year-old with the phone I have. Come on, man, don't do that, okay?
No.
Seriously,
Like,
that's
stick your hand out
just
your pocket.
be.
Do you see something in my pocket?
Okay,
right now?
well, we would like for you to do that for us, just to be cooperative.
Oh,
okay,
just to be
so
cooperative, like just
come on,
like for you to
don't-
say what you want me to do. Are you googling the laws right now? Because that's really what you should be doing right now. All right,
You okay with that?
Yeah, continue reading.
Are
the
you
statute.
sure you're okay with that?
Yeah. I give you permission.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, it's okay.
I appreciate it.
He persistently asked Officer Pearl to articulate the specific crime he was suspected of committing. Throughout the exchange, Officer Pearl remained focused on verifying the presence of alcohol, repeatedly asking for Martinez's identification. However, Martinez stood firm, refusing to comply without concrete evidence or clear articulation of a crime committed. The crux of Officer Pearl's approach to Joel Martinez's dorm room hinges on the concept of reasonable suspicion, a legal standard derived from Fourth Amendment jurisprudence. In this context, the anonymous tip received by Pearl serves as the primary catalyst for the encounter. However, the reliability and sufficiency of such tips in establishing reasonable suspicion are subjects of legal scrutiny. Supreme Court precedent, particularly in the landmark case of Florida v. JL 2000, provides critical insight. The court held that an anonymous tip,
Okay.
I explained to him why we were here. Got a report that he walked in there with alcohol. Asked him if anyone else is in the room. He said no one else is in the room. Like, okay, can you open the door so I can see? Make sure no one else is in there. I'm not going to do that. Okay. I'll come out here and talk to me. Okay. So he comes out. So, are you suspecting me of crime right now? Am I being detained? All that kind of stuff. Explained to him what was reported to us, that he's suspected of taking alcohol into his dorm room.
without further corroboration, often fails to meet the threshold of reasonable suspicion necessary for police stops. This ruling emphasizes the need for additional evidence or corroboration to substantiate claims made by an anonymous informant. In the case at hand, the tip alleged underage alcohol possession by Martinez. Under New Mexico law, paralleling Fourth Amendment standards, the reliability of an anonymous tip is assessed based on the informant's ability to provide predictive information and details beyond mere descriptions. The mere claim of Martinez carrying beer, without further corroboration or evidence of criminal activity, presents a legal gray area. Could this tip alone justify Officer Pearl's detention and questioning of Martinez? This scenario prompts a nuanced legal debate. Does an anonymous claim, lacking immediate verification, rise to the level of reasonable suspicion? This question lies at the heart of the encounter, emphasizing the delicate balance between proactive law enforcement and safeguarding individual constitutional rights.
If we really wanted to push the issue, we could stop and lock the room down and get a search warrant. But we have an anonymous complaint. So it's really kind of one of those things that's up in the air. We don't want to do that.
Hey, I appreciate you though. You're a professional. Thanks a lot for that. Thanks.
Okay, case number is 2023 7816.
The detention of Joel Martinez by Officer Pearl brings to the forefront critical Fourth Amendment considerations. This constitutional amendment protects citizens from unreasonable searches and seizures, a principle central to Mr. Martinez's encounter with law enforcement. The Fourth Amendment's application hinges on the presence of clear, reasonable suspicion or evidence of a crime, which was arguably lacking in this scenario. The situation raises a pivotal question. Was the detention of Mr. Martinez legally justified? In the absence of corroborative evidence supporting the anonymous tip about alcohol possession, the detention could be viewed as a potential overreach of police authority. This becomes even more significant in light of New Mexico's legal stance on concealing identity.
Being suspected of having possession.
On what grounds?
Okay, so do you have any alcohol in your possession?
I don't answer questions. On what grounds?
Okay, so you don't have any alcohol in your possession.
On what grounds? I don't answer questions. On what ground? Yeah, that's her room, bro. Nah, they're trying to go in, bro. They're trying to ID me and shit, but nah.
Okay, so who are you talking to?
I'm recording you.
You're recording.
You're
Okay,
not
very good.
involved at all, so if you want to
Yeah,
hang out
if you want to hang
over
out
here
down there, you
can
can.
do that.
That's fine. So here's the deal. By saying could,
As outlined in Section 30-22-3 of the New Mexico statutes. This law stipulates that concealing one's identity is an offense only when done with the intent to obstruct legal processes or to intimidate or hinder a public officer. Mr. Martinez's refusal to provide identification under the circumstances of questionable reasonable suspicion might not constitute a violation of this statute. Therefore, this encounter presents a nuanced legal dilemma, balancing the enforcement of laws against the protection of individual rights under the Fourth Amendment.
consent, so that's fine.
I didn't give you consent. You could,
Exactly.
you wouldn't.
So we're not gonna argue with you. Have a nice
Get
day.
the fuck out of here.
Well, this is actually a common area, so we're allowed to be
Fuck
here.
out, go work. I pay you for something. Fuck out of here. Yes, I
Why
pay
are
you
you
for
doing
something.
this?
Fuck out of here. Because you fucking got my ID for no fucking reason, brother.
Oh, okay.
Get the fuck out of here.
Have a nice day, sir.
Fuck
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Yeah, fuck you.
The confrontation between Joel Martinez and Officer Pearl gets into the intricate legalities of New Mexico's statutes on concealing identity, particularly Section 30-22-3. This law stipulates that intentionally concealing one's identity to obstruct the law or interfere with an officer constitutes an offense. The key aspect here is the intent behind non-disclosure of identity, a factor central to Mr. Martinez's interaction. In this case, the officer's insistence on identification raises complex legal questions. Mr. Martinez's refusal to comply, based on his interpretation of the situation and his rights, puts into question whether his actions truly met the threshold of concealing identity. He challenged the officer's demands on the grounds of lacking reasonable suspicion.
Jesus, man, that's what disrespectful.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll ask this.
I'll meet you.
Right now. Are you going back to the office? Or?
Yeah, I'm headed back that way.
Okay.
So, I'll go call the chief real quick and let him know.
A stance that could arguably be seen as exercising his constitutional rights rather than willfully obstructing justice. The legal implications of this interaction are significant. They highlight the need for a clear demarcation between lawful police inquiry and potential overreach, especially in situations where the basis for suspicion is tenuous. The scenario highlights the delicate balance between law enforcement's duty to investigate potential infractions and individuals' constitutional protections against unjustified searches and detentions. Hey Larry, what's your take on this?
In Joel Martinez's case, the crux lies in discerning reasonable suspicion from an anonymous tip, balanced against Fourth Amendment rights. It's a legal tightrope between justified inquiry and potential overreach. This case underlines the important role of constitutional awareness, both for law enforcement and citizens. It's a reminder that knowing and asserting one's rights is crucial in navigating and safeguarding the liberties that underpin our legal system.